Hey, Virgo, intuitive soul coach here with your May 2023 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, so Virgo, you have two extra bonus cards that came out in your key themes. So you have clarity, shadow work came out together. So a lot of you have been working through obstacles, challenges, and really going inward to solve your problems instead of looking externally. And that's actually leading you in a brand new direction. And this brand new direction looks quite exciting because you're following cards. You have creativity that came out individually. So I do feel here, after a time of gaining clarity, especially with what you've been working on and working through with this shadow work card, there's a new creative twist or a creative approach that you are taking moving forward into the future. And these two cards came out together as well. You have breakthrough and you have new life. So Virgo, May 2023 is a very powerful turnaround month for a lot of you. Now let's dive into the clarity card. This is about things coming to light, truths coming out, you being truthful with your soul's truth, your soul's purpose, what you are in alignment with versus what is misaligned or what is causing resistance. I'm also sensing you're finding solutions, and it's actually through the shadow work, Virgo, that you are finding solutions to some of those obstacles and challenges that you faced in the past. Some of you are meditating more. You may be seeking out a professional, a healer, a guide, a psychic, a seer, someone you can talk to about these things. We do have the Three of Pentacles showing up in your reading as well. So teamwork makes that dream work. So there's other people showing up here, or other soul tribe members that are showing up to help you move forward on your journey, knowing that you do not have to do this alone. And it could be spiritual guides showing up for you. It could be angelic help, ancestors, loved ones. Now, when you have the shadow work here, sometimes this can feel a little bit daunting. We are in Mercury retrograde, depending on when you're watching this, but half of the month of May will still be in that retrograde period. So this is a really good time for us to reflect. Mercury retrograde gets thrown around where many people immediately freeze and they think, oh no, I don't want retrograde to come up. It wreaks havoc on technology, communication, relationships, everything, right? But I tend to like Mercury retrograde because it's a really good time to reorganize, refocus, reprioritize, and take a look at possibly the cracks in the foundation. So the fact that you have shadow work showing up, Virgo, doesn't surprise me. This is dealing with the inner healing. It could be post-traumatic stress. For others of you, you're seeking therapy or you are doing the self-healing with someone as well. This is about the ego self, buried emotions, trauma, and some of you, it's addictions or dealing with other people around you that have addictions as well. I'm also getting personality disorders when it comes to this shadow work, and it may be personality disorders of people around you as well. Or some of you may have been in a very toxic or narcissistic relationship, either in childhood, it could be a parental energy, or it could be a relationship of intimacy that you were involved in. And you're recuperating and recovering, and this is the time for you to really dive in. And you're actually finding, like I said, solutions to some of those obstacles that may have been stemming the success of growth, right? Whether it's growth in your career, growth in your love life, growth in health, you're really taking a look at it. So I like that you're doing the work here. This is about taking responsibility, because when we heal, the world heals. When we can work on our own pain, we stop projecting it into others, and we stop bringing about that same cycle of energy. That's how we break ancestral patterns. That's how we break free from situations that seem like we're on a hamster wheel. Now, diving in here to this creative type of energy here. Some of you, this is pertaining to career, and you may be taking a creative approach and you're getting clear through some of those obstacles that you faced, and you're getting clear on what direction to take, and you're taking a new creative approach, Virgo. And some of you, it is about stepping outside the box and thinking, what else could this mean for me? Instead of limiting myself, which that's what shadow work is about, taking a look at the limitations, instead of limiting yourself or putting yourself in this box of what something should look like, I feel like you're breaking free from it. And it's a very empowering energy. Now, some of you do feel caged, imprisoned, or tethered or tied to a situation, a person, a pattern, an event, a habit, but you're breaking free from it, because we do have the Eight of Swords showing up here. And this can be self-sabotage. It can be about playing a mental story in our head over and over, just not quite sure how to release. Well, you're getting clarity on how to release and put about a new approach to moving forward on your soul's journey. And it's quite creative as well. Some of you may be taking some time out to journal, to meditate, automatic writing. You may be getting out in nature more. This is about reinventing yourself from the inside out, Virgo. And that's what May is all about. And I do feel here, there's something blooming within you, and I'm not sure if it was your sign or it may have been Aries as well, but one of the titles was April Showers Brings May Flowers. So I do feel that there may have been some challenges for you in the recent past that you are finding solutions to in the month of May. So I really like this. Now, for others of you, there is an emphasis on foundation. You can see that the ribbon in her hat is red. Red is all about that root chakra, and that's about your foundation, your stability. It is about a sense of belonging. It is about creating dynamics with other like-minded individuals, your soul tribe, feeling like you're a part of something greater instead of segregated or left out on the sidelines. So this is the perfect month for you to join a new class, work with people. And a lot of times people say, don't start anything during retrograde. You've already started this shadow work a long time ago. So it's not necessarily a brand new thing, but it's something that you can complete. You can follow through. You can stay consistent with. And I feel like you're just picking up on something you had left off on a while ago, and now you have this reinventive energy about you. This is about you discovering even new talents or talents that have been suppressed, numbed, or just hidden away in a back corner because you were focusing on self-improvement, self-discoveries. Some of you are artists and you may be quite creative. And I feel like you are enhancing the way that you look. You may be rebranding a company, or you may be taking something to the next level because it may have been a little bit stagnant, or the energy was stuck and you're switching things up. Some of you are rearranging a living room. Others of you may be updating a resume. For some of you, you're trying new items of clothing. It could be even wearing a new hat, wearing a scarf, wearing, a dress. Maybe you don't normally wear dresses, or maybe you are going from, instead of wearing sweatpants or stretchy pants, you're dressing up more. Whatever this is for you, I feel like there's a image or a branding being done here in the month of May that's going to help you shift up and shake up the energy to move forward. Because what do you have in the near future? Again, you have this breakthrough. This is about realization, Virgo. This is about important discoveries, and you have that word discovery showing up here twice. So I do feel like there's a lot of discoveries taking place in the month of May. This is about victory, advancement. It's about a moment of truth, and you actually see that moment of truth with the clarity here as well. There's a clear path forward, one that you weren't able to see before. There's light shining through the tunnel, and it's leading straight towards a brand new life. You've been undergoing this personal transformation for quite some time. This is about big changes, hitting that reset button in order for you to feel more revitalized, feel invigorated, and feel like you are actually heading towards your soul purpose. And some of you are asking, am I on the right path? We have that card showing up here, and we'll talk about later on in your reading, but you're definitely on the right path towards this new life if that is what you are seeking, which I feel many of you are. This is about a rebirth, a fresh start, growth as well. There's maturity here. Pat yourself on the back. A lot of you have grown through a difficult situation, right? It could be self-healing. It may be a relationship relationship. It could be health issue or concern. It could be job or financial changes. It could be a spiritual path of enlightenment, right? The path that we are all seeking, whether we realize it or not. This is about a brand new journey. Some of you, there could be a move involved as well. I do sense that some of you are looking to get up out of a situation, because I am sensing here relocation, possibly even travel. Now let's dive into the tarot. Now the first couple of weeks here of May, we're still in retrograde, but I do feel that you are focusing on whatever is weighing on you. Hello shadow work, hello 10 of Wands. It can be some heavy burdens, whether that is, like I said, the ego self, buried emotions, things that are finally coming to the surface and you're ready to pick in order to release, right? The 10 of Wands can be the card of taking on too much, but that's a really beautiful point of Mercury going retrograde, is we can prioritize, eliminate the things that are hindering us or anchoring us down, where we are not able to fully move forward or embrace change. The 10 of Wands is bringing in others to lighten the load. And you have others showing up here mid-month with the 3 of Pentacles. This 10 of Wands can be a highly determined energy to head towards whatever inspires you, whatever creativity here that you have going on. It is really good for those that are trying to hit career goals and projects and have that spiritual backing. But I feel a lot of you are dropping some of those things that aren't aligned with your soul's truth, that are no longer aligned with where you are heading. And there is this re-examination period that's happening for you at the beginning of May, and you're saying, does this even align with where I'm going, or am I just hanging on because I've been hanging on for 5 days, 5 months, 5 years, or longer, 5 decades, right? This can be about taking a look and seeing what's worth fighting for as well. I'm kind of getting that fighting for energy, and then what's worth releasing. Now you have the clear vision. Queen of Swords steps in here, and the Queen of Swords, she is the epitome here of wisdom and rationality. She's a truth seeker, and she brings in clarity, integrity, and moves forward on her path. And you can see that she's looking into this telescope, looking into the unknown. But she does have a clear vision where she knows that she's that magician and that manifester. So I feel like you're taking a look at, you can actually see how these are aligned. She's looking right there, and she's focusing on what are her priorities? What is working in her life? What's not? What does she need to re-examine, right? What shadow aspects? And I'm actually going to be putting out a collective reading on the shadow, because so many times we fear the shadow, or we want to shy away from it. It seems daunting. It seems challenging. We don't want to face it. But actually, instead of thinking of it as the shadow, we can look at it as our teacher. And when we look at our shadows as our teacher, we can actually make that our ally, and we can shed light to that darkness or to that shadow. And with that light brings in truth, brings in clarity. And that's what you're doing here. So very, very powerful. Now, mid-month Virgo, you have the 8 of Swords followed by the 3 of Pentacles. Sometimes we need to realize that we don't always want to nor have to go it alone, especially when we feel triggered, especially when we've been through a lot of trauma or a lot of disappointment or inner healing that we've been going through. And it doesn't mean that you haven't done a lot of that on your own. I feel like you have, but there's some pieces that it's very important for you to accept and receive. There's 2 key words there: accept and receive. So this is about you reaching out and saying, hey, how can I get out of my own head? How can I quit telling myself this mental story that isn't even true? It's an illusion. How can I shatter that illusion? You shatter it by doing the shadow work here. Literally shatter, shadow. And I do feel that there's important people that are coming in, whether it's a friend, a family member, a coach, a healer, a therapist, whoever this may be for you. But this is saying you don't have to go it alone. Now, some of you feel stressed out because there's someone around you that's not pulling their weight. Okay, this 3 of Pentacles is someone being a poor team player, whether it's an intimate relationship, whether it's a child, it could be a coworker, but I'm sensing a little bit of stress or anxiety, and you're starting to get into this energy of resentment. There could be this energy of resentment as in this person doesn't put in any effort. I'm the one doing 110%, and then that builds resentment. It builds bitterness. It blocks the heart chakra, closes it. If this is the state that you are in, Virgo, you're taking a look at it before it snowballs, before it turns into, a tower, right? I feel like you're taking a look at that shadow, and it's already probably been a tower for you in the past, but you're taking a look at it now and saying, okay, I realize this pattern or this dynamic, and I don't want to go back there. So that's where this Three of Pentacles comes in. So you can expect here mid-month a big turnaround, especially around the 14th and the 15th, right when we tend to kind of veer forward out of retrograde. Even though we still feel the shadow, I do sense here that you're going to move forward, and there's going to be important, helpful people, whether it's a online support group, whether it's a friendship group where you just get together and maybe do some spiritual work. It could be a class, a workshop, a family member who gives you wise advice. I feel like there's someone important here that can help you open this side of yourself up and shed light to some sort of truth. I mean, this could even be you, your higher self, and your inner child, right? It can be you working with your spirit guides and your ancestors and, your own ego as well. So please take this as it resonates for you. Now, Virgo, towards the end of the month here, it's quite powerful. You have the Justice, and the energy of the Justice here, also Libran energy. Some of you may have strong Libra placements in your chart because you have the Queen of Swords followed by the Justice. So this could also be some of you, this is your moon sign, I'm sensing, Virgo. It could also be your rising sign, but you're going inward with the shadow, and that moon energy is the inner self as well. So I do feel for some of you it's a moon, or you may be working with someone, their moon sign may be Libra or even sun sign. So Justice here is all about balance, fairness, by being able to see the duality, but take it to that higher level of neutrality. So instead of that judgment energy or the energy of, imbalance or feeling like life isn't fair, this is about coming to the truth of things. And the truth of things is that everything is from this perspective here on earth, there is that duality. There is right and wrong, left and right, dark and light, shadow and good and evil, right? There's constantly that duality that's playing out. But when we can look at it from a higher point of view and we can see it from both sides, that's the beauty of Justice here, then it brings more truth. It brings more clarity and enlightenment. If some of you are dealing with a situation in the legal field, or if you just felt an imbalance, I feel like you're looking within and you're saying, what is imbalance within me? Am I living my truth? Maybe I want to be a spiritual light worker or Reiki practitioner, but here I am working at, a health food store. Maybe that isn't your dream, but it's a step towards it, right? I feel like, are you aligned? Does that feel like you're on that right path to head towards where you want to be? Perhaps you are not working at a health food store. Maybe you're working at, a shoe store. Is that shoe store in alignment with you wanting to be a Reiki practitioner? So I'm getting here of you, yes, needing to do what you need to do to survive and pay bills and bring in money, but there's also this energy of shifting into baby steps, even towards one step closer to your goal. And even if this is on a personal level as well, you doing the work, stepping into that responsibility to fulfill that purpose. And I'm getting here with this Justice energy showing up. This is about truth, equality, fairness, and not judging oneself or judging others. But also it's that law of karma. What you put out there, you're going to receive. That's why you have the shadow work here. That's why you're getting clear, because if something doesn't feel right in here, it's probably not showing up right in your outer world. So I'm getting here that you're doing the inner work to create more balance, and you're creating balance by seeing it from a higher perspective of neutrality versus judgment or pointing fingers or comparison as well. There's more balance month coming in. And your last card is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is leaving behind something or abandoning something that is hindering your growth, right? The Eight of Cups walks towards their Nine of Cups. What are you walking towards, Virgo? Your new life. You're undergoing a personal transformation that's going to bring in some big changes. Why and how? Because you've hit this reset button and you've said, before hitting this reset button, I want to be aligned with what I'm feeling, inside in my outer world. Am I aligned with my truth? Am I living my truth? Am I with someone just to be with them out of comfort or out of children or out of financial obligations? Is this where I want to be, or is this where I have to be? So you're really doing the evaluating and the reflecting here. And a lot of you are going to make some big choices in your world in the near future that is going to lead to your wish fulfillment. So I'm really liking this here, Virgo. Now, when it comes to wealth, finances, income, and money, you have the Tower, which is a little bit different than the Tower in the traditional tarot here. This can be about earning power. It's about building a business, making sound decisions, which we just talked about here. It could be about a corporate job, maybe leaving a corporate job to go off on your own. For others of you, you may feel instability when it comes to a corporate job, or this could be about, again, power. So this, I feel, is about personal empowerment. This is about you stepping into your power and fully embracing any of those shadow sides of, insecurities and traumas and fears and limiting beliefs, anything that may be hindering you. You're taking a look at, shedding light on, and saying, I don't have to let that control me. I can feel empowered by taking back control of what I felt like I lost control over here. You also have the Cup. This is about overflowing prosperity. It can be about a full or empty account. Either one here, I feel like you're working on filling your cup with the things that are important. And that's why you have the Ten of Wands here. Tens represent endings that bring in new beginnings as well. And this 10, I feel like you are prioritizing and putting in your cup what matters and what means the most. Now, some of you may throw yourself for a loop this month because you may realize something that's been in your cup for quite some time you no longer want in your cup, and that's okay. That's the beauty of free will, right? That's the beauty of being able to change our mind. I mean, we have a blueprint here on earth that we've set in place prior to coming here, but we have those opportunities, and we'll call them that. There's opportunities here for growth, but we have free will to shift, to change, to say yes to this opportunity, to bypass it, to learn it, to grow from it, all of these things. And I feel like you're re-examining and what's important to you. Is it aligned with your soul's truth? Now, some of you are a nurturer. You may be a caregiver. You may be taking care of business. There's something here with going through property, going through assets, or taking a look at someone else's property or assets. This may have to do with an inheritance or a will or an estate, something of that nature. It's showing up. Now, you also have the Clover. This is showing up in the near future, and it's that lucky break, taking a gamble, taking a risk on something. And that risk for you could be letting the shadow come to light, and that may feel vulnerable. That may seem scary. For others of you, you may be taking a risk on doing something creative, right? And you may say, I may feel judged. I may feel criticized. That's where that justice shows up. There's going to be balance here if you step into your power and you embrace this change and you do it with this creative openness as well. This is a major breakthrough coming in, and I feel like there's good fortune coming your way as well. Now, Virgo, you may be in finance. You may be in a situation that there's a lot of surprises showing up here. This can feel risky at times, especially if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur, or if you are wanting to leave the corporate world and go off on your own. I feel like there's a big surprise coming in that may shake things up in a very powerful way in the near future. This could also be a surprise living arrangement as well, where you may have been looking for a home and then boom, the perfect one comes up for you and it hasn't even hit the market yet, or it's something that shows up. Pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the synchronicities, because I feel like there's divine timing at play working behind the scenes here. All right, Virgo, when it comes to love, Some of you have been through it in love. I certainly sense that here. I mean, we tend to learn the most from relationships, right? From whether they are familial relationships, intimate relationships, parental, child, coworkers, even complete strangers. We can learn so much from other people because they're like mirrors. What we see in others is what we recognize within ourselves, good or bad, right? There's that duality, but it's when we can see it from that higher point that we can release judgment and know that everyone is living their human experience. And no experience is better or worse than anyone else. I mean, it may feel like that at times when someone something difficult or really challenging has happened, but we have to remember that that's their soul journey. Okay, we have forgiving and learning when it comes to love. It says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. That's what a lot of you are working on. Again, releasing some things of the past that may have happened. Now, this may have been the distant past. I do feel some of you have gone through divorce with this justice. There could be something with children, child support, child custody placements. There could be something with siblings as well. I am getting that there has been a mental story that you've replayed in your head over and over. It could have been that you were carrying the burdens or even the burdens of someone else. Some of you, beautiful Virgos, attracted someone who needed healing because you yourself are a healer and you took on their burdens as well. And with taking on their burdens, it lowered both of your energies. Instead of you being in truth with your alignment, you took on someone else's when it wasn't your responsibility to do so. And now you're trying to pick up the pieces. Now, we also have here retreat. For those of you that are in a relationship, and you are wanting to fix things, I feel like this is the perfect time for relationship dynamics to be reassessed. What's working, what's not? What can we do to come together? What do we need to release? What old stories keep coming up in conversations? Is there any resentments or bitterness that you are consciously or subconsciously, or your partner, bringing into an argument, a conflict, or a conversation that needs to be settled or resolved because you're winding up going back and forth? Some of you may need a second honeymoon, a retreat. You may be wanting to move. There could be a partner who just received a job offer, or they may receive a job offer in the near future, either you or your partner, I'm sensing. But it says it's time to disconnect from the world, especially the heavy burdens and responsibilities of whether it's parenting, trying to run a business, or just the everyday mundane tasks. There could be a vacation or a retreat or just a little bit of a getaway that's going to be important for you and your partner to re-spark that romance. Now, for those of you that are single, this is about possibly clearing the old to make way for new, right? Calling in a soulmate. And a lot of you want this new life, this new beginning. And it says your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So when you get clear on what you want, because you already know what you don't want, hello shadow, right? When you're able to bring that shadow to light, when you're able to see the truth of a situation, it allows you to have clarity and raise your vibrations, Virgo, so you can attract and call in the soulmate and have this creative breakthrough that you are seeking to head towards this new life that's showing up here in the future. I love this. All right, let's take a look, Virgo. Okay, please give that to me again. Okay, they're giving me this name here, Maud or Maud, I believe it's M-A-U-D, Maud. Now, I don't know if this is a last name, if it's a first name, if it's a place, if it's a company. Please take it as it resonates. And I feel like there may be a word, or excuse me, a letter in there that I'm missing, M-A-U-D-E, Maud. So again, please take that as it resonates. Could even be in a different language I'm not familiar with. Okay, so from the Soul Truth deck, this is something that I recommend you jot down or pause, really think of, maybe set this video to watch later, come back, review. Am I on the right path? Some of you may have been questioning, am I doing the right thing? Am I heading in the right direction? Am I on my right journey? Am I living in my truth or alignment? Sometimes we second guess what we are doing. We lose trust in the process and we question if we are even on the right path at all. Know this, that you are on the right path. Keep going, keep believing, keep remembering that you made a soul contract that you are currently fulfilling in every area of your life, even if you work at that shoe store and you really want to be a Reiki practitioner, right? You can still be doing things on the side to take one step towards, hence the shoe, right? Shoe store, taking a step towards your wish fulfillment or whatever it is that you are wanting to manifest. It takes steps, right? Baby steps sometimes. Know this, beautiful souls, that you are on the right path. Keep going, keep believing, keep remembering that you made a soul contract that you are currently fulfilling. Even if you can't see it, that doesn't mean it's not real. Don't they say that in the movie The Santa Claus? Seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. And today, search for all the ways that you are aligned with your soul's purpose. The signs will appear. Let this newfound trust fuel your next steps. Okay, there's a sense of trust here. And I feel like the trust is stemming because you are trusting in yourself, because you are taking responsibility on your own healing. That's a huge feat. That's a huge thing to accomplish. So many people project, or so many people aren't even aware of how or where to even start to begin healing. But Virgo, you have. Pat yourself on the back. This is a big thing that many struggle with. Some of you are teachers and healers, and you are on that path or being called to help other people as well on their journey. Now you also have, name all the things that you love. So jot this down on a little sticky note, especially for my list makers out there. Name all the things that you love. You can even pause the video and come back. But on that list, make sure that you have yourself listed. Are you one of them things on your list, Virgo? Today's mantra, I give myself all the love and attention I need. Remember what we talked about with filling the cup. Are you filling your cup with things that are important to you? Or is it because you're taking on the stuff of other people? And it doesn't mean that their stuff isn't important to you, but it means that you must fill your cup first. Or we become exhausted, we become estranged, we become resentful. We tend to take on the weight of the world. We can create dis-ease in our body. Some of you, when it comes to health, you're feeling it in your neck, your shoulders, your back. Some of you, even your head, your heart as well. There could be some things going on in this upper system here. Okay, for others of you, because you've been carrying the weight, you may even be feeling it in the hips, the knees, and the feet as well, since feet seems to be coming in here. I mean, maybe someone's a foot doctor. If you're a foot doctor, throw me a thumbs up there in the comment section. But 10 of Wands, taking care of your health this month and taking a look at what stresses you out and what you can release. There's also an energy here of stress management, eating healthier, eating better, getting clear on what your body enjoys and does not enjoy. That's a part of shadow work as well. If we are eating things that aren't aligned with what our body wants, right, it's going to show up and wreak havoc, literally wreak havoc in certain areas of your body, especially the solar plexus, the digestion area. So make sure that you are taking care of yourself first and foremost, Virgo. Reevaluate what's working within your body. Some of you do not like the way that you look physically. I'm getting here solar plexus. This could be stomach area as well for some of you. Some of you may even walk at times with a hunch back, or maybe you walk with a cane. This is about posture as well. Some of you, if you do work at a desk, there could be something with posture. So you may want to look into maybe ergonomic furniture, things of that nature. So also when it comes to health, I am seeing here vision. Someone may have an eye doctor appointment. Of course, please seek professional medical advice. This is not a health reading per se. See the disclaimer in the description box below. But we do have here eyes is being highlighted, especially with clarity. So some of you may have an eye appointment, or if you've been putting off or prolonging seeing an eye doctor, that may be something you want to look into this month as well. Or a doctor in general, or a nutritionist, or a naturopath, or a healer. This is the month to hit that reset button and allow someone to help you do that, whoever this is for you, okay? All right, a little bit longer of a reading here, Virgo, but a lot coming through. Now, you do have here from the Work Your Light Oracle, messages from your guides, ancestors, loved ones. You have play showing up, and it says, Have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious. Sometimes we just need to let our hair down and have a little bit of fun. Or if you're bald, let your bald head shine and have a little bit of fun, right? This is about celebrating all that you are, all that you will become, and all that you've accomplished and achieved, the good, the bad, the ugly. Celebrate it all, Virgo. Let yourself revel in that achievement, that success, because there's going to be some great things to celebrate here, especially in the near future. You have this warrior woman card showing up, whether this is you or someone around you, but it says, have you answered your deepest calling? So I do feel for a lot of you, you're in search of the truth here. You're in search of this enlightenment, this clear direction. You're in search of answers. Answer that calling, because a lot of you are cutting through the old. You're making way for new. Hence the justice. Look at that. Both swords up in the air, pointing upward, is positive communication. It is about you being able to manifest and speak your world into being. So use that throat chakra to hone in on not just your words, but your creativity center as well. Now, messages from the spirit animals. We have Otter Spirit. It says, you are never alone. Hello, Three of Pentacles here. So knowing that you're not alone, because many of you are quite independent, or you have this built-in belief that you have to or must do everything on your own. Maybe you're a single parent, or you are a sole provider, or maybe you feel like you are doing all the work and someone else is slacking here. But know that you are not alone. You're never alone, in fact. And next we have Fox Spirit. Think on your feet. Now we also have card 27 and 42. Some of you may have a birthday on the 27th. You may be 27 or be 42 as well. You may also have a birthday on, let's see here, the 6th or even the 9th. Now think on your feet, because I feel like there could be an offer that comes in, or it could be someone says, do you want to schedule this appointment on May 22nd? And instead of saying, well, let me get back to you, you may just need to say, yes, I need to schedule it for that day. So if you are a contemplator, or if you've been contemplating a situation, I feel like that's where that fox comes in and says, just do it. Like Nike slogan, right? Just do it. Set up the appointment. Say yes. If it is a soul yes. If you know that it's something that your soul has been calling you to do, but for whatever reason, you've been putting it on the back burner, think quick on your feet. Now we also have card 31. This is your final card from the wisdom of the oracle here, and it says why. So some of you are really going within and you're asking yourself some of those bigger, deeper questions. And this card here is all about motives, driving intentions, and it's the power of knowing your why. There is great power, Virgo, in understanding your motives right now. The oracle asks you to be very clear about why you are asking this question, looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will then be a magnet for miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it and then act on it. This invisible why is the life force energy within the seed, which brings it to life and holds the potential growth. I like this. When it comes to career, knowing that motive behind your career and creative venture is the ticket to success. It's time to ask yourself some probing questions. Are you driven, Virgo, by the desire to serve? Does your prosperity impact the greater good? When you envision your most prosperous life, are you guided by a sense of purpose or by a need to make money, acquire things, or save for the future, or all of these? No motive is good or bad. I'm going to stop there. I'll continue, but I have to pipe in here. Remember what we said about these justice scales. Some of you have a limiting belief that a motive that you have is good or bad, right? You may be saying, well, that motive isn't good. And there may be some sort of misalignment, but it may be based on a societal standard of what that motive is supposed to be. It doesn't matter what that motive is. If that's your truth, that's your truth. Okay, so that's where we release judgment with the scales here. It says, No motive is bad or good, but having agendas hidden from yourself will lead to disappointment and possibly failure. Be clear about why you want the things you do. If the motives are true, accept them. If they are not true, change them so that you can step into your extraordinary life. I really like this here. Now, sometimes we subconsciously deny the truth. There's that Eight of Swords. We either tell ourselves an illusion or an old story, or we let the fear, false evidence appearing real, show up, and it really puts us into a misalignment, an imbalance with the justice. I feel you diving into the shadow work, gaining clarity, it's going to actually allow you to move toward a specific outcome that actually aligns with an intention. For example, you may want to be prominent in your profession, but your desire isn't really about sharing your talent, but about making yourself feel better, because fame would cause people to admire you and approve of you, right? And maybe there is some sort of wound based on childhood, and that is a desire of yours. It doesn't mean it's bad or good. Or you may want to reunite with a partner who rejected you because you believe that your love continues to be strong, but deep down, what you really desire is to have the last word with that person. Really take a look at these motives, and because I'm getting here a little bit of imbalance, and that's why you're going within. That's why you have the shadow work. Now is the time for deep soul searching of the why that drives your choices. What you uncover will set you free. There's that Eight of Swords, uncaging energy here, heading towards a new life. What you uncover will set you free and bring you even closer, Virgo, to the happiness that you truly desire and that you truly seek. Very powerful. I hope this resonates, beautiful souls, for the month of May 2023. You got a lot going on here, but I feel like you're getting clear about your intentions, about your motives, and about your next steps. That is going to bring a lot more happiness, luck, abundance, and prosperity to your world. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here. If this resonates, Virgo, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly does help the divine channeled messages reach those that need it most. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for tuning in, beautifuls. Lots of love.